what I want to say is, I might have a smile on my face, but it's a lot of people out there who have mothers and fathers, and I'm just going to be real about something about me. Mothers and fathers that has been through some things. And as hard as it is to forgive them for past mistakes, which every day is a battle of forgiveness, especially when your parent is still the same way as once they which have been. Please don't. It's some parents out there that don't give their children leeway. They still try to dictate everything that they do. And I'm not lying, God. I'm not lying. When you go over your parents, oh, don't do that. Why you doing that? Oh, why you doing that? Oh, this and that. If you had that parent that stay on you and do not give you the ability, or do not give you they don't let you think for yourself. It's people in their 30s, 40s, 20s. Your parent don't let you think for yourself. And if your parent lets you think for yourself, then this isn't for you. This is for people who actually grew up and could not speak, could not voice their own opinion, and or could not make their own decisions about anything. You feel what I'm saying? And that's not to bash any parents out there, but I am saying, that's not to bash any parents out there or anything. This is really a loving message, and it's a healing message, because I am one of those children, used to be, but not a child anymore. You feel what I'm saying? But I am product of that, of which could not speak, could not voice my own opinion. That's why, growing up, and you think people are gullible, you think that people are stupid, you think that something's going on in their mind, for the simple fact of when they do step into consciousness or right mind, if you will, they begin to think for themselves. That scares people. When a person start thinking for themselves, that scares parents. And I was just reading Proverbs this morning, Proverbs 23 actually. And it was speaking of, teach your child, because when you teach your child properly, and I was actually thinking of, it said Hubbard, Harlot. It's actually spelled Harlot. And saying, sons, stay away from a harlot. She's nothing but a deep pit. A harlot is basically a prostitute. A harlot is a woman who sleeps with many men, and she waits for your son. She waits for your son. And that's what mothers have it's a lot of mothers out there who have women waiting for their son, to take their money, to use them for sex, to take everything they can from them. And don't get me wrong, there's some men out there too who sit and wait for your daughters. That's why you must teach them these ways, because we're not going to act like prostitutes or women who sleep with many men. And men fall in love with those type of women and hurt them, and their soul is crushed. But if you don't prepare your son, or if you don't prepare your daughter for things like that, then how will they know? Growing up, I used to sleep in my clothes, go to bed and sleep in my clothes. I didn't have, a parent basically, and I'm not faulting them for that, but cause and effect does happen, and sometimes people want to deny what was. What's the truth? What's the truth? And not only what's the truth, how can you make it better? Not the blame game, and it's not even a rebellious thing, or it's not even an argumentative type of thing, but people, when you're talking this clear, people think that you're arguing with them. People think that you're being sarcastic. No, I'm just happy within myself, and this is me. And if you can't accept who I am, I don't need to be around you. Or if you're talking to me in a way of not respect, and I'm giving you the same respect, people get irritated when you talk to them in this way. Those are the same people that you need to distance yourself from. And we're on the subject of parents because sometimes parents feel, you have those parents that really assisted you growing up or worked hard. They really worked hard. They couldn't really talk to you or whatever. And those parents kind of, whatever the case may be, whatever. I can't speak for those parents. I can only speak for what I went through. And I didn't really have guidance. And I had both of my parents. Both of my parents are married. And they got married and when I was maybe 9 or 10. But the point of the matter is, some people or some product of a family like that, a child of a family like that, they grew up, not really knowing much, and they had both parents in the house. But we also must understand too, those parents was hurt too. Growing up, they had to be hurt. The way they come off, the way they treat you, the way they talk, just know that they were talked to that way. If they beating the hell out of you with extension cords, just know they were done that way. If they leave you at home all day, you can't eat or don't eat, they were done that way. If they have you smelling like piss all day, they were done that way. It's hard to fight and it's hard to forgive. It's a battle every day. I forgive my parents or I forgive myself, and you must move on from that. But when you go back into that environment, it kind of dulls you. When they talk to you any kind of way, damn, I'm not talking to you that way, mother or father. Why must you talk to me that way? Parents can get jealous of you as well. And I'm just being real. Parents can get jealous of their children. Oh, I didn't have a life. I never had a life. I've been molested since young. And then once I got done getting molested, I get molested again by grown ass men. You feel what I'm saying? And now, wow, I have all these children. I have a man that I really never really even known. Deep stuff. And I'm not saying that they don't mean well. They kind of do. It's hard for them to show their heart because they never really had love. But that doesn't give them the right to mistreat you because of their issues. You can't get mad at me about your issues and what you have that you have to meditate in yourself. You can't get mad at me about that. Now, what you can do, you can work on yourself. Just like I had to work on myself. And what you can do is dig into everything that you feel bad about or you feel guilty about and you have done wrong. But the more you bury that thing inside yourself, the more depressed you get. And I really hope and pray that it doesn't send you into a snapping effect. Because you know how some people just snap. You know how people snap, kill the whole family, snap, kill themselves, snap, commit suicide. These things are real and true. Mental illness is true. And I'm not going to tell you anything that I don't know. It's a battle every day to forgive. It's a battle every day, but you have to forgive yourself. Once you forgive yourself, can't nobody taunt your energy. I forgive me. I forgive me for trusting so much. But once you know better, you do better. It's not for us to argue or fight with anyone about something that we know truth is truth and lies are lies. And that's just is what it is. And once boundaries and respect is crossed, once you do something deceiving to a person and constantly have done it, that person is not going to fall for your shenanigans anymore. This is true. You can keep testing the waters if you want to. That's like when you were young and your mom said, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. She told you at least 7 or 8 times. And then that 9th time, she pops you. And you're like, having a fit. Because if she would have got you the first time, she wouldn't have had to correct you that 9th time. Sometimes you must nip things in the bud the first time. But when you're a child, you can't nip things in the bud. It's like you really have to pray that person that God put in your life is really righteous and true. Because a parent can bully you as well. Don't act like they can't. A parent can bully you. A parent can say things to you to dull your spirits. Every parent out there is not good or righteous. There's some parents out there that do things to hurt you on purpose because they were raised in that way. They don't know no other way. But you don't have to be around the abuse. Yeah, growing up in the hood, it was a real bitch. And I didn't even really grow up in the hood. I grew up in the house and in school from time to time. But I'm just telling my story to uplift somebody, not to bash, like, you know how people, this stupid ass bitch. Like, no, I'm not doing none of that. I'm just telling my truth. And it's going to offend people when you tell your truth, because they know that they have to confront some things in themselves. That's all there is. People think that they have the power. People think that they control you and they have power, but something about me, my children was in my womb. And all I did was pray on them. And don't get me wrong, it was sometimes when I got pregnant, I was mad with me, not at the child. I never took out anything on my children. My daughter Mariana looks just like her father. And some parents, just because you look like the other parent, will take out stuff on you. I never done that to my daughter. Never. I probably would say some things while they in a womb, like I'm gonna get an abortion. I never believed in that type of stuff. Just, I said that to hurt the dad, but they don't give a damn about that. And they ain't gonna give you no money for it either. One time I even had my daughter step on my stomach from my last daughter because I was like, I can't do this. This is my 4th child. I'm not married. I'm not where I need to be. If you believe what other people are saying in your ear or what other people are saying behind your back, fuck that. You are just where you need to be. Our ancestors, you mean to tell me all this time we're here in 2020 and we're still surviving and nobody's where they need to be? I laugh at myself now because of my growth. I told my daughter, step on my stomach. This ain't right. And when she stepped on my stomach, like, nah, you know what, daughter, just never mind. I didn't tell her I was pregnant, but she wasn't no fool. She knew. Children know. Just like when you were younger, you picked up on stuff. You knew some stuff. Your consciousness would tell you. The Most High God, because the children are closer to God than we are. They're closer to the spiritual world. But that's neither here nor there. People hate to hear some truth. You can never threaten me. You can't threaten me with my children because my children was in my womb. Yes, I may have said those things, But I have asked for forgiveness, and when they got here, it was a whole different story. The most precious things to me ever. The most precious, not things, but spirits to me. Because we all are spirits. And some things I might have took for granted when I was with them, like playing with them. But you got to understand, I didn't play as a child. I didn't know how to play because I never played. But that doesn't make an excuse. Because if you have the opportunity to play with your children, then play with them. But some people don't realize that because they never did it. So you are walking your journey the way you walking your journey. That motherfucker over there can't tell you to hurry up. That motherfucker over there can't tell you to get it together. Because once upon a time, you didn't have it together. But you was in the right place at the right time. Once upon a time, you teasing that person who got roaches. You had roaches. Ugh, I can't go over there. They fucking got roaches. Ugh, you had roaches. Everybody had roaches at one point in time. Let's not act like we didn't used to be there. Like we don't have a past. Like we didn't start from the bottom. We started from the bottom up. Our ancestors once upon a time was picking cotton. You don't have to pick that no more. But you don't even keep that in your mind. Like you think this is just the way the world is and has. Oh, this side always supposed to be in. No. Once upon a time, your ass had to get up at crack of dawn for massa, picking cotton. And if you didn't do that shit, you was getting whipped. You better read your history, baby. Because this didn't just appear like this. Our ancestors put this here for us. They paved the way for us. If it wasn't for them, y'all will not be here. And neither would I. Gratefulness. Showing gratitude. And don't get me wrong, because my mother could have aborted me. She could have. But she didn't. I'm a light, baby. It's nothing that nobody can ever say about me. Y'all don't know nothing about me. Blank your fucking mind about me. You don't know nothing until I tell you. And I don't tell everybody. I mean, if it's true, it need to be told. But I guess I'm just stepping into me, I guess. I used to not tell everybody. I used to keep a lot of things to myself. The time is not for truth. It's a lot of children out there getting hurt because a lot of people don't tell the truth about what happened in their childhood to better them, to better people that's out here. Signs and symbols that we used to have that we don't even say. Oh, you used to get hurt. Your father used to do this to you. Your daddy used to, your mother used to do this to you. A lot of people just like, oh well, fuck them. I'm in a high place now. I don't give a fuck about nothing that happened in the past. Soon that will come to haunt you. Trust me, soon that will come and haunt you. Oh, you think that you just popped up in riches. Money is not everything. But some people love them some money. But what about this? The flesh. What about this? The soul, the heart, the spirit. Or what about all that? You think money gonna carry you on? Better wake up. Stop playing. Stop playing with these parents. Speak up for yourself. Stop letting your parent decide everything for you. You 30-some years old, 40-some years old. Oh, don't do that. Oh, you shouldn't do that. Oh, don't do. How did they used to do? Have you studied? Oh, no, I ain't studied. Have you read? Oh, no, I ain't read nothing. Have you did? No. Oh, no offense. I really appreciate the concern. But just like you live your life, I'm going to live mine. I'm going to do me. Just like you did you, right? You partied, right? You was fly as fuck, right? You had children in the house, right? Yeah, but I had to get out here and you had to get out there in them streets, right? And what you was doing is your business. I don't know what you was doing. And what I'm doing is my business. We two different people. Our lifestyles is not the same. I'm not the same parent as you. And I'm not saying that to bash you. I'm just saying every generation gets better. And forgiveness is an everyday struggle. Forgive yourself, and then it'll be easy to forgive others, because you can see the pattern in which is going on, and you can tell and you can see that they went through your parent really went through some shit that they don't even tell you. You can see it in their actions. But like I said, okay, have a prosperous day, y'all. Deuce, deuce. Kiss, kiss. And I hope I'm helping mend some parents' relationships. But then again, we ain't gonna lie. It's a lot of stubborn parents out there. It's a lot of stubborn children out there. But you gotta realize that the child got it from the parent. It's a cycle. We really can't blame nobody but ourselves. Okay, y'all have a deuce prosperous day. Don't let nobody try to disturb your energy, because there's a lot of people out here trying to do it, especially family. Keep your distance if you have to. If you see it ain't getting no better, just time makes it better. Prayer makes it better. Everything will happen as it should. Everything happens as it should. I'm not worried about a thing. You can't put fear in my heart ever. You can't threaten me with my children ever, because I believe in the divine power. And that's so much worth the righteousness, and it's so awesome that your fearful comments cannot frighten me ever. And I mean that. Deuce, deuce. Kiss, kiss. I see you. I see the light in you, even if you don't see it in yourself.